Breaking news right now, the stabbing attacks just outside of Central Park in New York. The rampage in broad daylight. The attacker yelling, "Allahu Akbar." What we're learning about the man now in custody. Floods turning deadly in West Virginia. Waters rushing a hotel lobby. Trees blocking roads. The National Guard rescuing trapped residents. And new aerial video of the damage left behind from those dangerous twisters. Protests erupt after Wisconsin police fatally shoot a man who they say was armed with a knife. What the video reveals. The war in Iran expanding to a new front. Ships now hit in the Red Sea as President Trump threatens a new massive attack on Iran. All of it sending oil prices surging. Secret Service agents suspended. Did that agent leak information compromising the vice president's safety? Highway heroes, a car flying off an overpass, and the group of people jumping in, using anything they can to help those inside escape. The violent twister launching cars several feet into the air. The treatments going viral that just got a big boost from the FDA. Advocates say they can help you heal and look younger, but are peptide safe. A train plowing right into an 18-wheeler, slicing it in half, how the driver survived. Never before seen video of killer whales ramming their prey, causing it to explode. What's behind the bizarre hunting game? Nightly News starts right now.
This is NBC Nightly News with Tom Llamas.
And good evening from New Orleans. It's great to be with you on this Thursday night. We're going to have more on why we're in this city later in the broadcast, but we want to begin tonight with that breaking news, a stabbing rampage in New York City. This was the scene just off Central Park late today. You can see a man on the ground gripping his chest after the stabbing. Witnesses say the suspect yelled the Arabic phrase, "Allahu Akbar," God is great, and violently stabbed two people without warning. First responders had to rush in to help. And you're looking live at the scene from above from our NBC New York helicopter. It's still very much an active crime scene. Our Aaron McLaughlin starts us off and is there tonight.
He might have gotten stabbed.
Tonight, a terrifying double stabbing on New York City's Upper West Side. According to law enforcement sources, it happened around 1:30 p.m. near Central Park, just feet from a synagogue. Witnesses say the man yelled Allahu Akbar and stabbed a 57-year-old Asian man in the back without warning. The suspect then walked 2 blocks, according to law enforcement sources, and minutes later stabbed a 50-year-old Jewish man in the chest. In this video shot by an eyewitness, you see him gripping his chest. The attacker escaped into a nearby building, but was taken into custody an hour later.
I'm shocked. I wouldn't have thought. I thought this was a movie scene, you know. I thought this was completely staged, so I'm in shock. I would have never thought that this was happening in this neighborhood, which is very quiet, calm, full of families, and nothing intense happening here.
Video shot by a person standing nearby shows first responders on scene.
Certainly unnerving. When it's random, you're like, geez, that could kind of happen to anyone. Yeah, scary.
The motive unclear. Police are investigating if this was a hate crime. They say they believe mental health was a factor.
Aaron joins us now live. Aaron, I know this investigation is still very fresh. Have we learned anything at all about the suspect?
Well, Tom, police say they arrested a 51-year-old man in connection with both assaults. They say he has no link to either victim at this point, but the investigation continues. Tom.
Aaron McLaughlin for us tonight. Aaron, thank you. Now to that deadly flooding in the east. We're learning at least 2 people have lost their lives in that widespread flooding in West Virginia. And we're tracking Tropical Storm Bertha as it hits Texas right now. Priscilla Thompson is in the storm zone for us tonight.
Tonight, relentless rain in parts of the east. Flash flooding across North Carolina. Up to half a foot of rain in 24 hours, all from a system that's barely moving.
There's that stalled front. It's really moving slowly to the south.
That rain and wind toppling trees. This pickup truck crashing on a rain-slicked highway. And in West Virginia tonight, the governor confirming 2 people have died in the flooding. Search and rescue operations are ongoing in the state. Crews working to clear damage and reopen roads. We're now seeing these stunning images of the floodwaters there this week. Floodwaters surging through the doors of this Hampton Inn lobby in Weston. The waters reaching as high as that door handle. The same system also spawning at least 6 tornadoes in Kentucky. The most powerful an EF2 with winds up to 115 miles per hour. On the ground for more than 20 miles, up to 5 football fields wide. Along the Gulf Coast, Tropical Storm Bertha moving into Texas.
We're starting to see some pretty big waves here, and there are dangerous rip currents.
We met Gerard Lee making a last-minute run for food and water.
We pray for the best and plan for the worst.
Fortunately, Bertha's impact far from a worst-case scenario.
Priscilla Thompson joins us now live from Galveston. And Priscilla, that area there, the tropical storm warning is still in effect where you are, and we can see the wind really picking up right now.
Yeah, Tom, the wind is picking up, and this warning is expected to remain in effect through tonight, but it will expire tonight as the storm moves farther inland and continues to weaken. But you see that red flag that remains up behind me, warning that there could be dangerous conditions here tonight.
A start to hurricane season there. All right, Priscilla, we thank you for that. We have new details tonight in the fatal shooting of a man in Madison, Wisconsin. Authorities say he pulled out a knife as police struggled with him. The shooting, though, now sparking protest. Shaquille Brewster is there.
New video capturing the deadly confrontation between Madison, Wisconsin police and Corey Ruiz. Captured on camera in Madison, Wisconsin. A police officer fatally shooting the 38-year-old who investigators say was armed with a knife.
This is an open and active homicide investigation right now.
The scene sparking outrage even at a press conference with city leaders late today. Multiple videos capturing the incident from different angles. The scuffle appearing to begin here when police say Ruiz falls or is taken off his bike by an officer. Authorities were responding to a report of an individual checking car doors Wednesday afternoon, they say, when the man initially fled. Watch as police appear to struggle with him. They say Ruiz pulled out a knife and injured one officer. Authorities say a taser was deployed, but it was not successful. Then 3 shots are heard.
The officer who sustained injuries from the knife was the same officer that fired the shots.
Public records show Ruiz had at least 40 criminal convictions, including several for resisting or obstructing law enforcement.
You should not lose your life as a result of an encounter with law enforcement.
The shooting leading to a night of demonstrations. Protesters here interrupting an outdoor concert at the state capitol. Jasmine Brown says she knew Ruiz personally.
You've known him for 20 years. What was lost in that shooting?
I mean, a father, a son, a friend, a loved one. And he's gone.
Shaq Brewster joins us now live. Shaq, you mentioned in your report one of the officers was injured. Do we know how they're doing tonight?
Well, Tom, the police chief saying that the officer who was injured with that knife was hospitalized but released within hours. But investigators say there was also a second officer who was hospitalized and released, though the condition of that officer and the status and what led to the hospitalization was not clear. Tom?
Shaq Brewster at those demonstrations tonight there in Madison. Shaq, thank you. We want to head overseas now because there was a major spike in oil prices today, which leads to higher gas prices after the war in Iran has now expanded with attacks now on ships in the Red Sea. And the president is now threatening a new massive escalation. Richard Engel reports tonight from Israel.
The U.S. war on Iran is intensifying and expanding as President Trump says major combat operations could resume soon.
We want to get it over with, and we want to do it right, but we have to do what we came to do.
For the 12th straight day, the U.S. attacked Iranian military sites. U.S. Central Command released footage of the operations, while Iran says civilian locations are being hit as well. CENTCOM also put out an edited video set to electronic music showing its newly reimposed naval blockade of Iranian ports. Iran has responded to every American attack with missile and drone strikes on U.S. bases and American troops in the Middle East, killing at least 4 soldiers in the past week. And now one of Iran's allies has opened a second front, widening the war and rattling markets. For 5 months, the U.S. and Iran have battled for control of the Strait of Hormuz, passageway for 20% of the world's oil and gas. Overnight, the Houthis in Yemen, an Iranian-backed militia, say they attacked 2 Saudi ships in the Red Sea to the west. 12% of all global trade passes through the Red Sea. International oil prices jumped to over $100 a barrel for the first time since May. President Trump told Axios and Israeli media tonight he's considering a massive attack on Iran, bigger than ever before, because Iran hasn't received enough pain yet. But the president is also facing more political challenges. 4 Republicans in the House of Representatives today joining Democrats in a symbolic vote to direct the president to remove armed forces from hostilities with Iran.
And with that, Richard joins us now live from Jerusalem tonight. Richard, Israel also getting ready right now for the war to reach a new level.
Israel is certainly preparing for an escalation. The government today opened shelters in several cities for the public, and the defense minister said that if Iran attacks Israel, it will receive a devastating blow. Tom?
It sounds and feels like a new phase in this war. Okay, Richard, we thank you. Back here in the U.S., the new controversy at the Secret Service. An agent on Vice President J.D. Vance's detail has been removed and is now under investigation over allegations of putting the VP security at risk. Kelly O'Donnell has the details.
Tonight, a Secret Service agent has been removed from the protective detail around Vice President J.D. Vance. Officials said a review is underway, writing, any conduct that potentially threatens the safety of a protectee will not be tolerated. A source familiar with the investigation says it follows a report by MS Now, describing some agents as fed up with last-minute travel and changing schedules. One issue involved a helicopter trip where Vance planned to take his son to a golf lesson at Joint Base Andrews. Bad weather scrubbed the flight. An administration official says use of Marine 2 by Vance and his young family is done for operational security and can reduce manpower and road closures required for motorcades. All while the threat environment is alarmingly high. The Secret Service has more than 10,000 threat investigations since January, up 40% over this time last year.
They're off the charts. I think the environment has become very volatile, and that's just across the board.
Threats that include a would-be assassin breaching a checkpoint, gunfire, setting off chaos at the White House Correspondents' Dinner in April. That disrupted dinner is rescheduled for tomorrow night. The White House says the president looks forward to finishing what he started by speaking at the event. Tom?
Kelly, thank you. There's a new FDA recommendation about the sale of peptides that's getting a lot of attention. They are popular treatments that promise to do everything from add muscle to lose weight. And Thompson explains why not everyone thinks this is a good idea.
They are all the rage in wellness.
So let's talk about peptides.
Peptides, short chains of amino acids marketed for everything from healing injuries to speeding up metabolism to slowing down aging. Now an FDA advisory committee is considering whether 7 of the most popular peptides should be allowed to be made by specialized pharmacies, increasing access, even though they've never been approved for safety and effectiveness.
The demand for this peptide will not disappear. Ladies and gentlemen of this panel, Pandora's box has been opened.
These synthetic peptides can be injected or used in a spray, cream, or pill form. Dr. Rachel Pesapollock says she fields questions every day.
What are the pros and cons for these peptides?
What we know is that people are using these peptides, but we know that we don't have data. We have some limited animal data, but we do not have human data on the peptides that they are studying today.
Among the concerns, possible contamination from imported products and what exactly is in them. Still, they are backed by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
I'm a big fan of peptides. I've used them myself.
Diana Sokol says she's a peptide advocate.
I support bringing these things to market in a way that's legal, accessible, and safe.
She uses peptides from a wellness center to build muscle.
I would say within 3 weeks, I started to see the difference.
So you think they're working?
Definitely.
And Ann joins us now live. Ann, I know this is a two-day hearing, and you have an update for our viewers about the decisions made by this panel.
Tom, by narrow margins, the panel so far recommended 3 peptides to be made by those specialized pharmacies. Those peptides are promoted for things like ulcerative colitis, inflammation, and insomnia. The panel will consider more tomorrow. This does not mean that these peptides have passed a safety standard. The final decision will be up to the FDA and Secretary Kennedy. Tom?
Ann Thompson for us. Ann, we thank you for that. Just ahead in 60 seconds here on Nightly News, when a car went flying off an overpass, the heroes on a Houston highway that jumped in to save the people trapped inside. The scary moment, a semi-truck got stuck on the tracks and a train plows right through it. We'll tell you what happened to the driver. Nightly News, live from New Orleans, right after this. We are back now with the heroic scene on a Houston freeway after 3 women drove off an overpass and landed upside down. George Solis with the incredible video of Good Samaritans jumping into action.
Tonight, video of an incredible rescue on a Houston highway. Watch as this group, armed with tools and sheer strength, race to pull open this car door in an urgent effort to save lives.
It's going to be the northbound lane. The vehicle fell off from the, looks like the HOV overpass.
Strangers working together to help 3 women inside that Toyota sedan that landed upside down after it flew off the overpass above.
The people are inside the car screaming and stuff.
The vehicle visibly crushed and smoking. Zion Webb, an intern for our Houston affiliate KPRC, capturing the moments those Good Samaritans began to help the trapped women.
I quickly got out of the car and saw folks not hesitate to get out of the vehicle and grab whatever they can, things off of the side of the road, poles, anything they can find to try to get these folks out of the vehicle.
First responders soon arriving on scene and pulling them out. You see them transporting one of the women. Houston police say the vehicle was in a carpool lane when it went through that barrier. You can see a chunk of concrete is missing. The cause of the crash, however, is under investigation. The 3 taken to the hospital as a precaution. Drivers going the extra mile to help those in need. George Solis, NBC News.
We're back in a moment with terrifying new video of a tornado ripping through this road and tossing cars into the air. That's next. Back now, a terrifying new video of a tornado ripping through eastern China and lifting a car off the ground. Watch it again as the car pulls up. You can see that twister moving through the right side of your screen before powerful wind gusts lift that car and send it flying. Also tonight, wild new video like we've never seen before of killer whales underwater ramming into a sunfish. Look at this. You can see the sunfish literally blown to pieces. So why are they doing it? It may be to make them easier to eat, which you see they do eat, but researchers also say it might just be for fun. And take a look at this new video from near Grand Rapids of a driver lucky to be alive. A train plows right through a semi that got stuck on the tracks. Authorities say the driver of the truck got out before the moment of impact. So that's Nightly News for this Thursday. I'm Tom Llamas. We thank you so much for watching. Tonight and always, we're here for you. Good night. We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.